1 2 1 2.
Mic sounds
Oh
nice.
yeah,
Check one.
Hey guys.
that's right. Okay, so now you already know. You already know who I am, right? And we're gonna go from left to right, because I want these
Your
ladies.
left
I
or
want.
my left? What is we doing here?
Damn it, my left. Damn it.
All right, because I'm facing the other. Right? You see how he cursed at me early? We just got on air. He over here acting up.
First,
Y'all better come get him.
the young lady that has lipstick matching her mic cover. That's some
Favorite color.
That's some coordinate. Can you introduce our audience to yourself once again and who you be and all that good stuff?
Hi. Thanks for having me again back on the show. My name is Erica Lewis. I do multiple things. Life coach, serial entrepreneur, Amazon selling, my econ, financial success company. You name it, I do it. I'm glad to be back, so let's have some fun.
Wow, she do a bunch of shit, multiple incomes.
Gotta have it, gotta be a millionaire, right?
Shit ain't never slow with you.
Nope.
She getting that bread, whether it's 50 or 50 stacks or whatever.
Gotta
Why
do
you
it.
chopped up your chocolate and didn't chop up mine? You
Y'all
very
chopped it up?
selfish. I want to show y'all this so bad.
No,
Like,
they
y'all
can see.
don't
They can
even
see the
know.
chocolate. I
Like,
got my phone on the
look how
chocolates.
she did it all pretty for her, but like when it came to me, she just
Here,
left my
honey.
little clog on the side and everything.
See, this is how besties
Yo, B,
are
she
with
don't
each
even
other.
care about
Oh, my
me,
goodness.
B.
Look at you.
Like,
You insecure about the chocolate cutting. Look at you. Damn.
I need mine like she got hers. Like, don't leave me out like this.
Okay,
Shoot.
so here you go. Who you be?
Listen, I ain't gonna even go. Listen, I'm about to give the whole introduction. Y'all know what it is. It's your girl Harmony, the Harlem Songbird, and I'm in the building today, ready to shoot the shit, talk my shit today, because he was popping some shit that I don't even know. Like all week on social media, I was watching it too.
That's
like,
right. And she's one of them silent watchers. Like just in case you think she don't see, she see.
Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you, because sometimes my fingers be tired. I ain't finna type type no whole paragraph on social media. Like, so anyway,
No.
backspace, because I spelled that wrong. No, I don't have time for y'all.
I know. And then you have time to just air it out right here. So
I sure do.
so
I sure do have time today.
the topic at hand is it's a really hot topic going on social media where I was gonna say Steph Curry's wife, but that would be buying into the whole aspect of what she wants to be as an individual. Aisha Curry made some statements on another podcast stating that she desired and if I'm just paraphrasing, but if I'm saying something out of context and it's wrong, please correct me. Saying that she still desires to be, she wants to feel attractive, you know what I'm saying, by other men outside of her husband. She wants and desires attention from other men, and she's questioning herself as to why she may not get that attention. Now, the backlash is, okay, you're a married woman. You have your husband. They've been, dating since 14, 15 years old. He's a multimillionaire. He's providing everything in terms of money as far as we can see, because I have no idea what type of man he is. But he's providing everything in terms of comfort for her. The way that I see their family being portrayed in pictures and videos, and he used to have their daughter, after games and stuff like that, during the interview. It seems as though his family is, not perfect, right? But they're well rounded. They're a decent family, and so there's a lot of backlash from people saying, well, God damn, you're ungrateful. Like, what he's doing for you isn't enough to where you still feel the need to get validation of some sort from people outside of your husband, people that you don't even know these people. You just want the attention. So I would like your take on the whole situation. I'm going to shut the fuck up and listen. And I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what both of you have to say.
First of all, okay, I want to start off with how you ended. Isn't what he provided enough? Now, if we're being realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, what is enough for anybody? We are in a constant battle of chasing more than we ever could dream of. Constantly. If it's a different job, we need more pay. If it's a promotion we would like, if it's relationship to marriage, if it's a better body and better health, we're constantly never satisfied. Never.
Is that okay?
Never.
Here's what I have to ask: for the average, the layman, right, or
Mm-hmm.
laywoman,
Mm-hmm.
who's working, trying to achieve and strive for success, he already has success,
Mm-hmm.
and he married her.
Okay.
So legally, whatever he has, she has,
Okay.
right? Their struggle, they may have struggles, but it's different struggles.
Yeah, of course.
You feel me? So when we, as just the everyday average person, um, talks about how life is tough, how things are this way, health wise, the amount of money that that man makes, which is in excess of 50 million a year, he can afford the best of
Why
health.
is that a factor? Why are we
Be-
bringing
be-
up his finances? It has nothing to do
Well,
with someone
be-
emotionally.
okay, because a lot of times, let's just say, for instance, a man is out there busting his hump, trying to make things work. And it's a struggle for him sometimes. Let's say he works crazy hours. Let's say he feels as though he's not appreciated. Like
I mean, but you're speculating on a situation that we don't know that he feels. What we do know is something that she said
okay.
in a public forum.
I'm speculating on something because I'm giving you a scenario for us, right? In terms of this is not what they may go through because they're not struggling financially.
See, I'm a person that hate to try to have those kind of scenarios, right? Because we will never know what the actual fact is. We could speculate all we want. We just don't know. What we do know is a woman who's married, happily married, came onto a platform and said that she sometimes doesn't feel as attractive because men do not approach her.
Well,
although a lot of women approach her husband.
Oh.
And she feels a little insecure
Well,
at times.
could the men, knowing who she is in terms of that's this man's wife, could they feel that she projects a certain integrity, right? As a wife, as a mom, that they don't want to disrespect her in her relationship.
It could be that, but you know what?
Why does she even care?
Because as a human being, we might.
But why?
Why
Okay,
is it?
you
It's
might,
like
but
people
why
put
do
her
you
onto
care?
a platform as if she's perfect. You understand? And the only reason why I'm saying that because I had this conversation this week on my platform, and people said the same thing. Like, well, she set a certain standard. She portrayed herself a certain way, the everyday household wife who's happily married to a wonderful husband. You understand? But at the end of the day, what marriage is perfect?
We're not asking about if it's a perfect marriage.
Yeah, but how is it that you can
but-
now swipe and try to understand things differently? And when I say no marriage is perfect, you're like, we're not talking about that.
I'm not trying to sideswipe. I was giving an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a mirror to what we're already talking about. My point is, if she says, she has a loving husband and everything is okay, then that should be
She
it.
didn't say everything is okay. That's the difference.
In other interviews and other articles and things of that nature that I've read, she stated that she married the love of her life.
Okay.
She married her childhood sweetheart.
Okay. So they have no imperfections because that's the love of their life?
I never said that.
I'm asking.
I don't know, right? But my point is, in terms of, she never said she desired sex from another man. She never said that.
No.
She never said she desired the company of another man.
Right.
What she said was she just desires the attention
Okay.
from another man
Okay.
or other men, period.
Okay.
My thing is, let's just say, for instance, if she said, I long for the company of my husband because my husband's he's always away. He's on business. The season is grueling. I just desire this the everyday home life.
She probably don't feel that way, though.
Okay. We have a caller.
Oh, great.
We have a caller.
See,
Caller, you're live on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Rock, and I'm called Rocky Miller, and I'm calling currently. I'm in Dallas, but I hail from Waco. So, man, what's going on, y'all, man?
Hey,
I'm
Rocky.
good. Listen, Rocky, I'm just telling you now.
What
You
do guys
got
think?
two feisty women.
Don't do that.
Right, and they trying to verbally jump me. One is swinging on me now, and the other one is waiting in the wings. Other one's waiting in the wings. I'm just telling
I'm
you.
calm. I'm calm today.
I watched the whole show last week. I wasn't in the spot where I could call in, but I watched the whole show. So I clearly understand what you're up against, brother. And I was there to kind of balance things out for you. You know what I mean? I don't know that we would fare any better, but
I wish you
I'd
were
be
here
in the
too.
fight with you. You understand?
I wish you were here, too.
Well, you're here now. In spirit, and you're here now, speaking to us. So, can you address the situation, or if you want to address Harmony directly? I know you're going to want to address Miss E over here because she's going to have some shit to say in a minute. But how do you want to address this situation, Rock?
So what I want to talk about is this. This is why people aren't honest about what really goes on inside their brain, because people will take a rather innocent thought and try to diagnose somebody with some type of mental condition or ailment.
Where are
you know what I'm saying?
Send you a drink.
Just because of the platform in which she mentioned it. Had she mentioned it with her mother or her brother or her friend or her uncle, it would have been a passing conversation where they would have then straightened her out and say, hey, you're a beautiful girl, you're beautiful, you don't have to worry about attention. Most attention from men as it relates to women is very predatory, and you wouldn't want that in the way that Steph is getting it anyway, because at the end of the day, those women, they only on him because of his status. You know what I'm saying? They not on him because of who he really is, because they don't know him.
True.
All of it is superficial. It's just one of those deals where, everybody done had that point where if you're a parent, your child has come home and felt bad about themselves about something before, and you give them a little pep talk, tell them you have your own individual talents and abilities that are unique to you. There are some things that you're going to be better than people at, and then there's some things that people are going to be better than you at. And that's just life. And you have to use what God has given you, make the best of this life. And so, and I think Aisha is actually going through a lot of situations that I think a lot of women go through as they age and mature. And I look at her younger pictures. She was very strikingly beautiful as a young girl, physically, she's not what she once was, right? Mm-hmm. None of us are, right? But she may miss the attention that she got when she was younger. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think so either.
I agree.
I think that's healthy.
Yep. I think so too, and I really applaud her for having so much courage to even say that on such a platform where the world is going to judge you.
Harmony, honestly, I don't even think I think she was with Jada, with her mom, and thought she was in her living room.
But that's what it felt like. Even me watching it, it felt like just a girl's conversation, and we're talking about things we're going through in our lives. And the camera's
there, right?
And the camera is there. But what's more interesting? His mom was sitting right next to her. Now, listen, if a young lady is married to my son, and she says something that I think might be offensive to my son, I don't care if we on television or in front of anybody, I'm going to correct her.
The mother may have felt the same sentiment because, remember, his father is Del Curry. Who, if you're old enough to remember when Del Curry was in his prime, he was just as much as a superstar as Steph is now. He was like, that's Del Curry. The reason why Stephen Curry was getting the looks that he was getting coming out of college was like, if you're anywhere close to your father, you could be a hot top pick. You feel me? So there's a lot of things that maybe she understands in that particular way. Plus, it's an interracial marriage, so it's a lot of things that was a component with with.
What do you mean by
what do you mean interracial? Because she's black.
Explain that.
No, Steph Curry's mother is white.
No,
are you talking about his mother?
Yeah,
his mother's black. She said it on the show.
Steph Curry's mother.
She's a mix, but she's black
a mix. Okay, she's a mix. Okay, well, she looks white. Okay,
she identifies as black. That's what
she sure does identify as black.
I ain't tested her DNA.
Listen, you need to look, honey.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Every time I look at her in the stands, I see there's a white lady and there's Del Curry. Okay,
not a white lady.
I stand corrected.
But I think that social media has a way of breaking people down in such a way. I mean, and I put it up on my post, like a lot of people throwing stones at this glass house. These people who are so perfect and got their relationships together came to social media and decided to judge someone who put their feelings out there. I think it's completely disgusting. Even the names she's being called, the memes that are being created around her. Now she's not the household wife, and she's now this bad person. And I just don't believe that. I believe that every one of us, male, female, we all go through something that might make us insecure, something, and we are looking for attention and validation of others. And no matter how you sugarcoat it, you could play it if you want to, but it's there. It's somewhere in your life. Like it could be with your job or whatever.
I would say this. I would say this because I don't want to disagree with you, Harmony. But what I want to say, I think when you're talking about validation, is something different than attention, and so let's not conflate the two.
What is attention really?
Attention is just to be noticed. Okay. You know what I mean? That's how I perceive.
And what is validation? Because to me, they're a fine line between them.
Well, I think validation would need a confirmation of something,
an action behind it, right?
You can get attention, and people not validate you. You can wear something or dress a certain way and get attention, and it could be people taking shots at what you have on. So
which is very true. I agree with that.
Yeah, and so what I mean by validation, because, and it's very important, and this is why I say it's very important. Validation would have been if she wanted the men to have some type of action behind the notice.
That's what she was saying. What
does she want the men to do? Approach her?
No, I mean, sometimes, like, all right, for example, right?
You use the word attention.
I'm gonna use both attention and I'll use validation, but I'm gonna use attention, right? So you get dressed, you put on something nice, you're feeling good about what you're doing, you go outside. It gains attention from either the opposite sex or the same sex or both at the same time, right? Some are not gonna like it. Some are gonna like it. You understand? Those who like it, I mean, those are the one who's gonna follow through as far as the attention they give you and now validation, right? So to say that it's wrong of this woman to even enjoy it is wrong, because who doesn't love some good old attention? You may not first of all, you're not there to act on it. You're not there to disrespect your household. You're not there to change up what you've been doing your entire life and ruin what you have. But you like to know you good. Like, and to me, I don't see anything wrong with her saying that. Like, especially with us having kids and getting older, and you've been in a marriage for quite some time, and the fact that she even had to say that, oh Jesus, that she didn't say it to her husband first. Jesus.
What I will say, Harmony, is this, and this is what the real big issue is. I think the comment was off her brain. Meaning that she's built her brand as a wholesome mother, devoted wife, cooking meals for her family. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the brand that she built.
Right.
Right? And you got to always remember, when you're in this public sphere, right, people, whether you realize it or not, they're going to expect you to be on brand. I can tell, women a lot of times, they build a brand off of striking good looks and beauty or whatever. And at the end of the day, it's off brand to see Beyonce's hair pulled out back in a ponytail with a muumuu on. It happens, I'm sure. But that's off brand if it goes public.
What's a muumuu? That's Texas talk. That's muumuu?
You just said a whole word and I thought of a cow.
What's a muumuu? What's a muumuu, Rocky?
And how do we meet muumuu?
Oh no, the muumuu is the grandmother gown. Maybe y'all don't have.
That's what that is. No, well, at least
gown.
I don't know anybody in New York. I mean, I don't know anybody.
But Rocky,
the grandmother gown with the 2 pockets in the front.
Rocky, I want
That's definitely Abilene.
I want to ask Erica a question.
Oh, here we go.
Right. And I want Rocky. Me and Rocky got mad years in, and we were also co-hosts of a radio show before.
Nice.
So Rocky is well
So you
versed.
trying to tag team me right now?
No, I'm not
It
tagged.
ain't going
I'm
down.
not-
I'm right here. What you mean?
Here we go.
Listen,
Oh, okay.
Miss E.
I'm just letting you know. It ain't going down
With,
like
with,
that.
without asking or inferring your present relationship status, because that's not the point. When you are in a relationship, right? Whose opinion matters more? Your husband, the guy that you're in the relationship with, or the guys that you may see on your way to work, the guys that you pass by every day. If your husband is fine with everything, if he says, "Listen, I love you the way you are. I'm happy with the way you are. I don't care about the extra pounds you saying you gaining, and I don't care about that. I like exactly what's in front of me." Is his opinion of you and his subsequent action, right? Is that sufficient, or do you still need the guys that you walk past every day, or your office husband, if you got one? Do you need some other man's validation or their attention?
Well, I guess it depends on that person. I mean, I like to.
I'm saying you.
No.
You.
It depends. I mean, if you're in a healthy relationship, I mean, your husband will say, "Baby, you look good today." That's just the add-ons, but you should want to feel love first.
No, I got you, but you
So-
feel the love already. We took
Nah,
all things.
all
things.
Don't add that in there.
No,
You see how you be adding,
You trying to
yo?
No.
You be trying to make you
This is
think
no
that's the way
addendum.
things
No, it's no
supposed to
addendum.
be.
No,
Like,
what I
that's
said
not so-
I said that your man said he's happy with
Yes, you say
as
her
you
man,
are.
but when she said it start with you go, but you happy. How you gonna insist that she's
I
happy?
didn't say. I said if he's
You did
happy,
just say, play the
if
tape
your-
back.
if
I
your-
heard it.
If
I was
your
right here.
man is happy with like he's in total agreement of how you are. Period.
But there are men who will just tell you that to make you be quiet. Am I
Well,
Yes,
that's
they
a whole
tired of
nother
hearing you
issue.
now.
Like, if y'all look
That
into
is a
that,
whole nother.
so-
Ooh, you better
so now,
Rob, you already know.
but see now,
But not. Go ahead.
see there's the exception to the rule.
But
thing.
that's how we do, relationships. There are women who are very
If you
confident
don't
with themselves.
trust your dude to tell you the truth,
Oh, here
then
he go.
Nah,
y'all
but
got a whole nother
That's
issue.
not even it.
No.
That's not even it. But
There-
even though that's
there-
a great topic, what you're
Right.
saying, but that's not even
But then
it,
why?
Rob.
But then why add the whole thing about there are guys that are tell you we're not talking about those guys. We're
You know
talking about
what?
the guy that genuinely says, "Yo, E, listen, I love you as you are."
Hold on. Will Smith, all right,
Uh-huh.
speaks of self-love,
Mm-hmm.
right? And self-happiness, and how important that is before having someone else love you and someone else validate you in a lot of ways. I find that is the most intelligent thing I
Okay,
might have
but-
heard
but-
in
but
a
that-
long
but that-
time,
that's a-
because
that's
a
a-
lot of us don't love ourselves,
But-
and we are outside
Love
looking
yourself.
for other people to love
Okay,
us.
but we're not talking about for other people to love. We're talking about
That's
what
what
she
it
said.
is, because you're not listening to
No,
what
you can love yourself.
No, but people
Right,
not
you can
hearing it. People,
I am
if the
hearing
child
it.
said, if the child came on
She
a
said
podcast,
she's looking for attention.
listen,
She ain't saying I'm looking for love.
y'all don't get it. This is why men
No,
and
but she
women
didn't-
are bickering back and forth, because
But
men
she-
only want to hear
But she- we-
what they think logically.
No, we hearing
is,
what she
is what
said.
is. No,
She
you're
did-
not hearing what
no,
she said.
she did not say I need the love
You're not
from someone else.
You're not understanding, and that's
You're gonna-
the
so
problem
now-
right
so-
there. A
so-
lot of men
no,
do
see?
not
Fight,
listen.
fight.
Right,
They
right,
don't
right.
listen.
Rocky, what we have now? What we need?
They
What we
do
need is the
not
Rosetta
listen.
Stone.
That's
Okay.
right. And round one.
Right.
You guys do not freaking listen to
We
women.
are listening. She's not saying. Listen,
Look
All right,
at you. You
viewers,
talking.
what do you
you
think?
already thinking about what you're gonna say to me before you let me finish my statement.
no,
You're
I'm not. No,
actively
I'm not.
listening.
No, I'm not.
He is not. Rob, come get your man. He's
She-
not actively
listen,
listening
she-
over
look,
here.
she thinks
Hey,
she-
Slim,
she-
I ain't got time for
She
him
thinks
to
she
say. I
can't.
keep
She thinks she
telling him.
can't
Dark
listen.
thing.
Hey, Rocky.
keep
After
telling him.
last week's show, she thinks I got something for his ass this time.
Listen, I just be trying to let you know, but you don't want to
no,
hear it.
because I never said she
You
was
said
looking for
'cause you
love.
think everything that you think is right. That's why you don't
No, I
listen.
said
Now
85.
I got
I
it.
said
It
85%.
makes sense now.
I said 85%.
All right, but you need to take heed to
I
that
gave you
whole
a figure.
15% that you ain't paying attention
That
to, bro.
15% is not applicable now. You make
See?
some very
It's
you make
applicable
some,
now 'cause
you
you
make
don't
some
take heed
very
to what's
you make
being
some
said
very
to you.
good arguments to different topics.
It's not the different topics. It's all relatable to what this is.
we're
and
not
it's a
talking
nutshell.
about love. We're not talking about love. Now if she said that she's seeking love outside of her relationship, I would probably agree with you that she should seek love internally first. But she didn't say love. She said she's seeking attention. That's it, not love.
Oh,
She
so
Damn right.
And let me just say this. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. And I think we having like a semantic. It's not a disagreement. It's just a semantic or interpretive misunderstanding, because we are simply saying, using her words. It would be wrong for me, Todd, Erica, or Harmony to add anything to what she said. She said attention, and so I have to, being responsible in evaluating what she's saying, I'm gonna use the term attention. Attention is a very benign thing. It's not really something that's overt or over the top. And so, if you think intention influences her or something like that, that's something different. But she just said sometimes it'll be nice to get some attention from men.
right.
I can explain why she don't get attention from men.
A lot of men could. A lot of men did. They said they respect him.
In 2 sentences, the reason is her dude make $40 million a year. That's one. The second thing is she brands herself as being wholesome and all about Steph and family. None of that, all of that are barriers to men approaching you.
It's like a what for? What's the
Again,
point?
She didn't say approach. But my point is, and I was going to get to this, what did she define as attention? And that's where, to really understand her, that's what we would have to ask her. What
Get
did
on the
she
phone.
consider
Right.
attention?
But you know what? She didn't define it, but she gave an idea. And the only way she gave an idea is how she described the attention that her husband gets. So she used that as
That
an
was
example.
very general as well.
All right, but she used that as an example
I
of,
She
said she
said
was
women
jealous.
are throwing themselves at her husband.
I said
Right,
I
she
said
did.
she was
Always
jealous.
around.
or a lot of women come up to him, but she gave up a more lighter note, like saying like, people don't even, come up to me or say anything to me, and
And what does she care? That's the
because
thing.
she
What does
cares.
she care?
Why do you have to control how she feels?
I'm not trying to control. I'm asking a simple question. Why
and
does
I don't
she
mean
care?
you per se, but a lot of men feel like what you just said, and I just feel like people believe once you get into a marriage and a relationship with someone that you now are no longer an individual. You understand? You don't have the right to feel certain ways.
Yeah, but the question is
You don't have
why? The question is okay. Look,
I-
Denzel Washington's wife, right? In a statement, and I forget what magazine, maybe GQ, whatever case may be, has said that, when they're out to dinner, like trying to do something nice with the family, it's extremely hard because women can be outright disrespectful.
That's what she said too.
Right.
during the interview.
Outright disrespectful, and I don't agree with that. Like that's that man, that's his family, that's his wife. Like have some type of decorum. Like you can say hi or wave or whatever case may be, or you say I'm one of your biggest supporters.
People don't give no
Right?
shits
They
about
don't
that
give
because
it.
that's
But-
the only
Okay.
time they ever gonna meet them in their life. You understand?
But
They don't
not
give a
one
fuck
time.
about
But
that.
not one time. And her and Denzel have been married damn near 30-something years, and not one time has it ever been a situation where she desired
How do you
that
know
type
that?
of attention.
How do you know that?
Well, she didn't.
I mean,
well, she didn't.
publicly,
She didn't.
publicly,
She didn't.
Todd,
She didn't
publicly.
open. She didn't
And
open.
that is the
she didn't
nutshell
openly-
and what we should
she
be
didn't
getting
openly-
to. She publicly
She didn't
announced
openly-
that
she
type
didn't
of
openly
feeling.
statement.
You understand?
Now-
And that's her only flaw. You understand?
As
She
far
put
as
it
you
in.
know. As far as you know. You said her
Listen.
only flaw. As far as you know.
We're talking about a specific subject. So I'm speaking in reference to the subject.
See, now she
That's
gonna
the
get specific.
flaw. That's the
I'm
flaw.
not appealing to you anyway because you Team Harmony.
Listen.
Well, I won't say it was a flaw. Now, Harmony, I understand that you are a public figure. You're an entertainer, right?
Right.
So I'll ask you this question, not to get in Todd's lane, but Todd understands. How are you going to play your personal feeling about your relationships with maybe not even your significant other, mother, father, brother, sister? How are you going to express those? Would you open up about those relationships in a public forum such as Red Table Talk or whatever interview?
Let me say this, yes and no, right? So those experiences have made me the woman I am today, right? So some of the things that have affected me traumatically, it's possible that I might, but I had to second guess me even speaking about something I might have went through personally with mom, father, whoever, right? Because of how it would affect their lives after I said what I said. You understand? So even with this situation with Aisha, I feel like she's fine with having the feeling she had. I feel like that feeling should have been discussed privately and never publicly, because look how it's interpreted. Now it's interpreted that she's a woman who's not a good enough woman for her husband anymore, and she's a thought, and she want dicks in her DM, and she's a hoe, and she's all these names now, all because she expressed something like that.
Well,
you
I don't agree at all with people.
I mean, that's what's happening. I've seen it.
I adamantly disagree with men being disrespectful in their actions or their verbiage towards her because she said what she said. I just said that, and I stand firm on maybe it was a forum that she shouldn't have said what she said, not because of what everybody else is going to think and so and so and so forth, but as a man, if my woman says to me that, and I go out of my way, this is just me, I go out of my way to do any and everything that I can do, right, to please this woman, to afford her the best life possible, right, and to think that I do all of these things and she still desires the attention, just attention from another man.
Let me ask you something.
Let me go ahead, Harm.
Does the finance part, because you finance and you've gone out your way to give her the best possible life financially, does that override everything else that's involved in a marriage, in a relationship?
Well, what I did say, and you cherry picked something, because I said I've gone out of my way to provide for her everything and do everything to make her life as comfortable as possible. It doesn't mean that I'm just okay. Well, you got access to $30 million. In a joint checking account, and you can buy whatever you want to buy. I'm not saying that.
How do you know that? How do you know that that's what he does?
I'm telling you that this is what I'm not saying. This is what I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, if I have done everything within my means, right, and that means physically, spiritually, emotionally, I've done all these things. I've done the best that I could do. I've provided or supplied what she said she needed in a man. I've done that.
Right.
And if I fell short, it's not because I didn't want to, I was unable. I didn't know how. Right. But whatever I did know how to do, I did it.
Okay.
To turn around and hear her say, after all of that, she still wants the attention from other men. It may make me say to myself, well, goddamn, I'm not doing enough. Now, we all understand that as people, we like to look nice. Mm-hmm. We like to look presentable. Knowing that we somehow appeal or accepted in societal norms, you know what I'm saying, feels good. This is why clothes go out of style. This is why anybody wearing Versace.
Well, if you understand that, then you totally negating everything that you're saying right now.
I'm not.
Understand that.
No, I'm not. And here's why. Because in a public forum, right, if I have access to all the different things that I could possibly want and need, the least of my issues is the attention from another woman.
But you're thinking about a man's mind in your mind, right? You're not thinking about how someone else might feel. People are individuals. I keep saying that, and their mind are very the mind is very tricky.
But who else's mind? See, here's
there's
the thing.
a lot of women.
Who else's mind? Who else's psyche can a man filter life through besides a man.
I understand that, but that's why we have these type of conversations, because you can filter the psyche of a man, we're giving you a filter, the psyche of a woman, and we need you to actively understand that.
Well, I'm asking you why, and you haven't given me a why. You just told me what happened and what she did.
What?
Why would she still need the attention of other men?
She just wants to feel good. That's her
and
mental.
Sir, the attention of other men, someone other than her husband, is what satisfies her.
Who's to say her husband is giving her that?
Who's to say he's not?
That's why.
There's an obvious void.
The matter is, there's a void,
right?
And that she came on the fact of the matter is, there is a void somewhere, and we don't know where it is. But she came on a public forum and said it publicly, which opened the doors to her marriage.
We don't know where. We don't know where the void is. But what I've seen is a lot of women trying to give a reason, right, in place of one.
But why are men giving a reason in place of what might be missing for her?
I just said I don't agree with those men.
No, but one man versus the world that have criticized her right now. And I think that's what I'm trying to get through to you. Even though I understand what you're saying, in retrospect, I had this conversation as well. What she did ultimately was open up the floodgate for people to judge her marriage. You understand? And negatively, look, he taking a shot. I don't give a god.
I couldn't.
Swallow.
I tried.
Take a good swallow too.
Let's get her on the phone.
Listen, I do. I would love her.
I tried to hold off. I tried to hold off, but God damn it, my blood pressure going up.
Take another swig. Listen, people have to understand. You know, everybody's mindset is different. What you might be strong in, somebody else might be weak in. Somebody might need to understand certain things, and she might have made a very big mistake, but nonetheless, she made it. She put herself out there. She put a family out there, and now she has to either.
So are you
deal with it at home.
Are you admitting that it could have been a mistake, because she displayed her feelings in public?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm saying she's not wrong for her feelings. I'm saying she's wrong for publicly announcing that, because now it affects the household, the man.
I don't think, Harmony, and I want to just push back on something right quick. I don't think she announced it. She didn't have a press conference to announce that she needed attention. She was having a conversation amongst ladies, right? Mm-hmm. And she mentioned the fact that her husband gets a lot of attention from women.
Mm-hmm.
And she
this is all on camera.
But she wants it too. Like if she just said, it seems like she's competing against her husband, or like, well,
it's not. See how you change it into that?
I'm not, because why does she?
Why does she? Why
does she have to mention what her husband gets versus what she gets?
First of all, she had that conversation about her husband because that's what they just discussed.
I just want to say one thing real quick. What does she have to compare attention to?
Right.
No, like what accomplishments?
So what I'm saying is, she has her comparison is her husband, because he's in very close proximity to her.
Absolutely.
That's why, and he's probably overwhelmed with the amount of attention that he receives.
She said that though. So. She did say that about him.
Had this been a Beyonce and Jay-Z,
don't get me started, because he cheated. That's not.
But we're not talking about him. We're not talking
Becky
about
with the good hair.
But listen, had this had been about Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? Because it's always a constant comparison, because they're two superstars in very different genres of music.
Right.
However, if they have a joint concert, the best of whatever concerts they have, and you got people come to see Jay, people come to see Beyonce, and people come to see the both of them on and hear the collaborative records that they have. Jay could be like, damn, she's the superstar. But he's the excellent super businessman as well.
Okay.
He has, and I think at one point he made more money than what she made in a year, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Aisha Curry may be the best, whatever she is, but her platform, right? Her spotlight is because of her husband. Okay. It's not something that she did. It's not something that she did on her own. Right, it's because of him that you even know who Aisha.
But we're not speaking spotlight. Why is that a factor?
Because she said the amount of attention he gets I want similar attention.
No, but now you're not understanding. She didn't say the amount of attention. She just said attention. But you're not thinking about this. Before she was with Steph Curry, she was Aisha. You understand?
She was, yeah, but she
hold
wasn't.
on.
But she was
hold on.
Not for the.
She,
not
you
for
don't
the
know
public.
where I'm going. You don't know where I'm going with that. She's Aisha. She still is. She's a beautiful woman. She probably got crazy attention before she actually got with Steph.
At 14.
At
they
14,
14 years old.
Listen, she's a pretty baby. She probably was a beautiful baby.
And every time you use the word probably, right?
What?
Because you don't know.
But,
and 20 minutes ago you told me not to add stuff, not to be presumptuous.
But we don't know. But that's it. But that's a fact, though. She's a beautiful young lady. She's a beautiful woman. She grown up to be a beautiful adult. There's things that you can't take away from a woman.
Did you see her at 14? I'm not saying from a woman. We're talking about her.
I saw pictures. You understand? I only saw pictures. And nonetheless, at a young age. I don't know what the number was, but at a young age.
Some people are ugly ducklings and they grow
and that's a matter of perspective. But who's to call someone ugly?
Someone that has eyes and can see.
Call your mama ugly.
You're right. I could call her.
Nah, Patty. Call your mama ugly. Like,
I could. If my mother was ugly, I would call my mother ugly.
All right, so stick with that plan and just let it be what it is.
Now you were sitting here lying.
Where's his mama? We really need to have an intervention.
No, I'm not, because if my mama was ugly, if my mama was handsome,
and you be swallowing your teeth, talking to your mama all crazy. I wish my son is listening too.
Listen, to publicly say.
Listen, I wouldn't.
And he just said,
listen. If my mother looked like Yaphet Kotto, all right.
Somebody give him another sip.
Right.
I ain't got time for him.
Right. And if a dude walked up to my mother and said, "Excuse me, sir," I would have no problem but to acknowledge that my mother is facially deficient.
How dare you? How dare you? You don't even go against your mother. My mother's beautiful. How about I beat you up? Don't talk about my mother.
Okay.
Like, there's one thing. No, see, where's your loyalty, man? Nobody can walk up to my family and tell my family
But you can
anything.
say it, right?
Oh, absolutely. We in the circumference of us, we could do it. But
okay.
Publicly, I would never embarrass my family.
I never said publicly admonish my mother.
Yes, you did. You just said if a man walked up to you, that's in the public. He ain't in your house.
I didn't say walk up to me.
Yes, you did. You said if him walked up to him and your mother.
I said if a man walked up to my mother and said, "Hey, mister."
And where would he walk up to her at? In the house or outside? Rob, where are you, honey?
More drinks.
Somebody take his bottle, because I ain't got time for him.
God damn it. Go ahead, Rocky. I'll straighten her out in a little bit.
Ain't nobody paying him no mind.
Go ahead, Rock. Hey, because you was getting ready to say something.
He there?
Rock, did we lose him?
We might have lost him because it's your shenanigans over there.
No. I'm right here.
Okay.
Hey, here's what I'll say, Todd. One, just like Aisha Curry, sometimes private thoughts need to remain private.
Absolutely.
If you thought someone is ugly, you should not announce it in the public forum. I don't care even if they are ugly, or even if you believe them.
I agree, because it's about decorum.
But look what he said. He said he's going to agree with him.
It's about decorum.
Your boy said he gonna agree with the dude that said his mama ugly. I'm gonna need him to get his loyalty on check. Where is his mother? I need her to inbox me. I'm really tired of this.
I need Lisa Henry to call in. If you're on tour, step off stage. I don't know where you might be, Kansas City, Dallas, England, wherever. Lisa Henry, please call in.
Oh, you couldn't have been my son to the white meat.
Can I say something? I want to say something else though that's very interesting with this couple, right? Is that the reason why Aisha is famous, right? And the reason why the public believes she's famous, I'll put it like that, is because of who her husband is, right? So anything that she said, anything that she does, anything that comes public is going to reflect on him.
Right. I agree with that.
Period. And so that's why her honesty, it needs to be kind of tempered somewhat as when it comes to public.
I ain't gonna hold you though. I ain't gonna hold you. She said what she said and she dropped the mic. Nobody went this hard for Donald Trump, old trifling ass, talking about he grabbed vaginas all day. I'm gonna need y'all to keep the same energy that y'all keep it for Aisha. Keep it for Donald Trump too, because this shit is disgusting.
No. I don't have any problem with what Aisha said.
No, I'm not even talking about you, because you came on saying how you felt and I agree with you.
So why you cutting your eye at me though?
Huh?
Why you cutting your eyes?
Because you out of control talking about your mama ugly.
I never.
Yo.
I say if. No, I never. I say if. I say
No,
if
man.
my mama not ugly.
You're gonna agree with this
I
dude.
said if my
you
mama
couldn't
was
have been
ugly.
my boy.
I said
Let me tell you
if. I
something.
said if
It
my
is-
mother was ugly. My mother's not.
But you
I
said
if.
you
If.
would agree with the gentleman.
Listen.
How you were gonna agree with
It's
the
not.
outside?
It's not like I
It's
never.
first, bro.
Listen. We all got some dumbass, degenerate people
And he
in our
just said
family.
some dumbass.
Them
Where's
ass-
his mama? I
We got
gotta
some
call him.
dumbass, degenerate people in our family, right? That we know that they dumbass and degenerates, and we won't publicly say, well, you know, you're an asshole. Uncle so-and-so was a child molester. This and that one is so-and-so. But we know it. But we got the family thing first. But I said to you that if a person said that my mother was ugly, and I knew she was ugly, right? Right? I know my
I heard you
mom's
the
is
first time. You about
unfavorable,
to repeat
right?
the same
I
fuckery?
never said that I would high five him and say, yeah, right, homie, you dead ass
You
right.
did just say
no,
you're gonna agree
I
with
said,
him.
Yeah, but I never said I would say it. I
Yes,
didn't
you
say
did.
that. No,
Somebody
I didn't.
take the damn tape
You
back.
can take the tape
hey,
back.
Slim,
It's all
when he
digital.
finished with this,
It's all digital.
take it back.
We're gonna replay this shit.
And
We're
you're gonna be
replay this shit
sitting here
tomorrow.
like, homie, I said it, but I didn't mean it in that way.
We're gonna replay it tomorrow. and
Three
you're gonna
people
talk
sitting
tomorrow.
here with you and heard the same thing. I'm not even sitting here going back and forth with you and your
You-
shenanigans.
you-
You couldn't have been my boy.
You
Listen.
what you want to hear? Let's get back.
Whatever.
Let's get
But
back.
let's
on
get
topic.
back to it.
No straw arguments.
Now, now, Aisha,
Come on,
Oh,
man, because I ain't got
yeah,
time for him today.
you got clobbered, Todd, just by the way. But anyway, but no, I just think
Her
people.
punches don't hurt, right?
I believe the issue is
Her punches
that
don't hurt.
I believe the issue is that people should not have any comment about her relationship and her husband. Like if people weren't commenting, if it wasn't like a social media phenomenon, I wouldn't voice my opinion, because my opinion would be, man, that's between her and her husband. If he cool with it, I'm cool with it. That's what my opinion would be if it was not for this huge controversy over what she said.
But we got
Because
people who talking about this subject who ain't never been married, who out here don't know who the baby daddy is, and who the fathers out here never see their kids, don't even understand what a relationship is, but got a whole comment on her being X, Y, and Z. And I just find it so hypocritical and hilarious.
And once again, I agree with you.
Why you took that personal? I'm talking to Rob. Where did you come from just now? I'm just talking to him, and you over here like I said it to you.
Listen, I'm the button pusher, not you.
Oh
It don't
my
work like
gosh!
that. It
Did
don't
he
work
just
like that.
did he
It
just
don't
Steph
work
Curry
like
me?
that. It don't work like that.
Did he just Steph Curry me? This is why he need to take another shot. B, like I ain't got time for him right now.
It
man.
don't work like that. I'm the button
But
pusher,
I can
not
truly
you.
understand. I can truly understand from a personal standpoint
Mm-hmm.
how a person's identity can be overshadowed by their partner who may has a bigger profile or a bigger personality.
Yes,
I
yes,
can understand
it happens.
that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can understand it. And I also can understand how it can be offensive and off-putting when other people, right, don't recognize you
Yes.
as an individual when they come in contact with said spouse.
Yes.
Let me- can I
You
ask you-
understand?
I want to ask you a
I
question.
didn't always
Hey,
understand
Rock,
that.
it just
because
something just came to mind. I have to ask the question. Do you think Stedman has this same issue when it comes to him and Oprah?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I can't. I will say this because I've seen Stedman on a number of commercials, on a number of interviews. I'm sorry. He does not like being in the shadow of Oprah. In every opportunity he gets to display who he is as an individual, he does. It's just that Oprah's megaphone is so large, right, and so big that what he says is like a whisper in the night, man. It can't whisper in the crowd. It cannot be heard.
Wait, is he
You
wrong for
understand?
having those feelings though? Is he wrong
Is he
for
wrong?
feeling the
If-
way? No, not you, Rob.
No,
Not you, Rob.
because-
I'm talking. I'm talking up
listen,
Todd over
listen,
here.
only because
But he
I would
doesn't
think this
offer up
because
any thoughts that he's insecure about it, though.
But
He
he-
never says that he
it-
has a problem with it or he's insecure about it. But he will say, "Hey, I have my own."
no, but he
You think if he
scared.
said that is
No.
not an underlying insecurity? Man, listen.
Because look,
Man, listen.
in his own light, he's somebody. That's how he was able to get with Oprah. She didn't make Stedman. Stedman was already Stedman. Caller, you're live on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
I'm scared.
Lisa Henry, you know what this man over here is talking about?
Lisa Henry, first of all,
Lord Jesus.
Lisa Henry, where are you calling from?
Somebody pour Harmony a drink.
Somebody
Please.
get me a drink.
Lisa,
yes,
Lisa,
this
Lisa,
savage behavior today. I ain't even.
Lisa, where are you calling from?
I'm in Kansas City right now. I'll be on the road next week, but I heard this. I said, "Oh Jesus, oh my God, it's already starting."
He a mess over here talking about I'm just gonna agree with the person if I know my mama ugly. Ain't no way in man. Listen, it ain't going down like that.
Listen, I never said I would call my mother ugly.
No,
I said I would agree with him.
Lisa, if y'all don't play this, oh my goodness, I can't wait till he listens to the tape.
Listen,
Okay,
she's trying to use that as her little joker because
ain't no using nothing as my joker.
She ain't got no more space.
Listen, I'm talking about loyalty.
She ain't got no more space. So go ahead, Lisa, what's your comment?
Harmony, you have just been fontained. I hate to break it to you. Don't let him get under your skin.
He not, honey. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I wish my son would.
Girl, take a drink.
Take a drink.
You've been fontained. It happens to the best of us. I understand.
Girl.
And you really rolled your eyes at me?
Tuh.
Yo, Erica really rolled her eyes at me.
Tuh.
She playing with a pencil like, I'm afraid of sharp objects. Can you
right, because Erica plucks and does all kinds of things.
I'm afraid of sharp objects. Can you point that in a different direction, please?
You like to start trouble. I'm back to this mama thing. I want to. I really wish I could fly the wall.
See, there you go.
Oh,
but Lisa, can you address the topic at hand?
Oh, now you want to change the subject?
No, the subject is the topic.
He's good at that.
That's a subtopic. This is the topic.
He's really good at that. As soon as the heat on him, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, and I do apologize. I lost my voice, so I'm just now getting it back. So I hope you can understand me. So let me first preface this so that everybody understands. I have been a married woman. I was a married woman for 13 years. I'm divorced now. I've had long-term relationships, and I'm in the music industry and have been for over 30 years. So I wanted to put that out front. I've also been very blessed to tour with the likes of Herbie Hancock, George Duke, may he rest in peace. So I only tell you that because when this happened with Mrs. Curry, I saw it from a whole different lens. And let me just say, it wasn't so much what she said, which I think everybody's pretty much in agreement that it wasn't what she said, but it was the platform and how that puts other people in sort of, a trick bag in terms of, her husband, her family, and whatnot.
No, we're not all in agreement. Todd's not in agreement with us, but go ahead.
I just said it was the wrong platform. I did say that.
Yeah. I mean, that was the wrong platform. And now here's what I've been, excuse me. Here's what I've been kind of fighting against with people. And again, it's people who don't understand the issue of position, because for me, this was more about the position of where you are and what you say. There are certain things that people in certain positions, they can say it, but people in other positions, they have to pick and choose. So that particular comment, while I understand it was on a platform where she felt comfortable and she was around, women folk and whatnot, there is still a camera there. And for those of us who've been in entertainment for any amount of time, we always know when there's a camera there, you're just careful. Herbie Hancock knows that. Everybody I've ever toured with, they know that. So they're very careful not to say anything that can be replayed and spliced up so that people are going to attack them willingly. Now, let me just say that because that becomes more of a protection thing. So again, let me just say, it's not what she said. It was the fact that she said it in that forum, and it does begin to open the floodgates, okay? So now the problems that she might not have had, they might be coming because of where she said it. Okay, so that's essentially my issue with it. I have seen, and and again when you're on the road with men like that, you get to meet their wives. Gigi Hancock's beautiful, and I'm not going to tell the stories because that would be disrespectful. But let me just say this: I know what these women have had to deal with. And I also know that they have a plan up front of how to deal with it, and I know what they will not say in public. Now, there may have been some conversations that I was privy to in the green room that nobody will ever know about, but it would never make the light of day. And this is my point with her. And I think this is a great, great example of how when women marry these NBA stars or football stars or whatever, they need a training program too, okay? Because this can be a lot. I know what it's like on the music side. I'm sure on the athletic side, it's just crazy. And so I believe that this is something that I wish the NBA had something, or maybe they do and we just don't know about it, some sort of program where the wives are prepped, because you can't just say anything. This man has endorsements, and I do agree. The reason she has a platform is because of her husband. Let's be very clear about that. Now, I can understand that, yes, before they got married, she was her own individual. I get that. But in this situation, her platform is directly tied to her husband. So let's just be clear about that. But I really think you have a young mother who's overwhelmed, and I get it, okay, because I'm a mother too. I was a mother on the road tour, and I totally get it. But when you are in a certain position in life, and this is what I'll just go back to, this is an issue of position, all right? And this man has endorsements. This man has all sorts of business interests that when you say certain things in a public forum, it has the power to either make or break his business. So you have to look at all of that. So this would have been a very great thing to take to a counselor, to take to, a rabbi, a priest, wherever. But I wouldn't have brought that to the red table. That's just me. But again, I see this in different, I see this from a whole different angle.
Lisa,
So that's what I have to offer. And I've actually had experience like that. You don't have a long enough show, but my husband pulled something that was similar to that, and it pissed me off.
I was going to ask you a question. When you sang at the White House, were you married at that time?
I was married at that time. Yes.
Because I've seen pictures with you and the president, but I didn't see pictures with you and your husband and the president.
Right.
Was he invited? Did your husband feel like you tour the world, and was he looked at as that's Lisa Henry's husband as opposed to you being his wife? And if so, what was that dynamic like?
Well, interesting you bring that up. So I had to explain to him early on that sometimes there are gigs where I couldn't invite you if I wanted to. The White House was one of those gigs. So you could be my husband, but I can't invite you there because security's so tight. They only need the people who are supposed to be there, period. Okay, period.
And he understood that.
I was a part of the entertainment. Now, I had the same issue with my mother when we went to play at Hugh Hefner's mansion years ago. She got mad at me because she felt that she should come along. And I had to explain the same thing to her. And what occurred to me is I was moving in a different position now. And whether I liked it or not, okay, there were some people who I was going to have to disappoint. My own mama, Oh, she talked about me bad because in her mind, she thought, well, gee, if my daughter can perform there, then surely I can be there too. And I said, Mom, it doesn't work that way. This is a job for me, and this man's house is heavily fortified with security all over the place. We came, we did the gig, we ate a few nice hors d'oeuvres, and they hauled our asses right back to the hotel. That's how that works. But having to explain that to people, it can get really, really daunting. So back to your question, though. And in the very beginning, I believe, because I never thought I'd get married at all, because so many men were intimidated by what I did, and the fact that, you do sort of have to take a bit of a background because of exactly what I said. Some places you can't come. Some places I can invite you to. It depends. I don't know what the situation is. So with the White House, Leslie understood that. That was my ex-husband's name. But here's a funny story that happened when we divorced. So I'm outside. Quick story. I'm piddling in the yard, and there's a car that drives up, and I didn't readily recognize it, and so a man comes out, and I recognize the man as one of these friends that Leslie used to have. From time to time they would go out and do whatever. Okay. I didn't particularly like the guy, but I'm like, okay, I'll make nice because, when you're a wife, you do what you got to do. and whatever. So this man comes by the house, and so it occurred to me. I said, "Oh, he must not know that Leslie and I are not together. So maybe he's here to see Leslie." And so he walked up to me, and I gave him a hello and everything. And so he says, "Yeah, well, I was just driving by, and I just happened to see you, out in the yard. Just thought I'd stop and say hi." I said, "Oh, well, that's very nice. Thank you." And I said, "Well, you may not know, but Leslie and I, we're divorced now." And, I told him where Leslie lived. And
Damn, the story was just getting good. What the fuck? Hello? She still there? See what happens when you don't pay your bill? At the subscriber's request, that's my homie. I gotta mess with her.
That's terrible.
I gotta mess with her. It must have been something going on.
She's probably going through a spot that's dead.
Yeah. Well, and I asked her that question basically because, and especially in the jazz world, she is well known. She teaches jazz music. She teaches for the Thelonious School of Jazz.
Nice.
And she travels the world, and she's all over.
Shout out to her.
There's no telling where she may be. Oh, you'll meet her because it's the plan for you to be introduced to her as a furthering of what you already do.
Nice.
Okay.
I would love to.
You will. Just don't beat me up first. Once I plug you with a few people, then you can swing on me.
This is all love. I mean, God.
Okay, don't beat me up first. So now,
back to you with these shenanigans
the
today.
The reason why I asked her because her moving in certain circles, she has stated that at times when you meet a guy that's not in the industry or may not be a part of the entertainment aspect, they don't understand the attention. And some guys, they will, and this is on men, they will become jealous.
Oh yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Of their woman.
Absolutely.
They are dream stealers. Because it's all relative. Because we're talking about social insecurity. They are dream stealers. They don't want you to aspire to be out of fear that one day you're gonna not need them or outgrow them. So they'll do anything to try to sabotage your success.
That was my ex-husband. Shout out to him.
Wow.
Bastard.
Anything to sabotage your success. And so
in the house, like standing ovation.
And so the thing is, like with Aisha Curry, she's already at that financial success or that notoriety, right? And so for some people, I'm not saying myself. For some people, they are asking, what more does she want? Because exactly what she has is what they aspire to have.
Right.
So they're saying, well, goddamn, girl, if I was you, you get a whole bunch of "I was you" type of things because they like, God damn, I wish I did have a Steph Curry. Maybe not Steph Curry, but a Steph Curry.
But they don't even. You can have a Steph Curry all you want. Sometimes you don't even know what you.
We got the second caller.
On.
Oh, Lisa, you back?
Oh, a new caller too?
I don't even know what happened. I was just talking, and I don't even know if y'all heard any of that.
It went silent, child.
It went silent. We got another caller, or Rocky's still there?
Another caller.
No, you no.
Okay.
No. You go ahead and take the other caller. I was just talking and everything, but yeah, we can talk about this later. But good show, and thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Make sure you continue to listen in because Harmony's gonna sing. She's a songstress and actress. Okay, so now the second caller, you're live on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Edwards, Los Angeles.
And Sheila Edwards.
Milo and Sheila, y'all got me on speakerphone?
You're in the car. We're driving.
Okay, and where y'all calling from?
Los Angeles.
Hey, my brother's from Los Angeles.
LA's in the building. So Milo and Sheila. Milo, I know sometimes you be wanting to say some stuff, and I know Sheila be having her fist balled up, but we gonna keep it real. It's only me and you here, homie.
Oh, that's how you do that now?
We gonna keep it with 100 up in here. What I'm hearing a lot of is the dealings with self and what the young lady thinks of herself. A lot of it doesn't maybe not have anything to do with Steph Curry. And a lot of people are talking about what she has in him, but you don't know what she has in here.
Exactly.
And you don't know,
man.
you don't know how she feels about herself.
Right.
This is
So
what
how
I'm
can
saying.
we come to any judgment about the entire situation when we really don't know because we're on the outside?
Yep.
Exactly,
Looking in.
brother. Thank you for saying that. That's
well-
what my point is,
Well,
man.
Sheila, how is it because your husband gets all the attention and you don't get none? How you deal with
You
that?
hear this?
What?
Oh, I really get all kind of attention, man.
Wait a minute. How you threw that whole scenario like he's a troublemaker? Like
Sheila. No, I'm saying Sheila. I'm saying
I have to pack on her every morning. I start kicking ass all day. If I want to put all the men that gave Sheila attention.
Sheila, because you probably like a hard 4 on the eyes. How does it feel
What,
to not?
excuse you?
How do
you know she's a hard 4 on the eyes? She
Sheila-
might be a 10.
Sheila's
How
a-
dare you
Sheila's
give
a-
her such a number?
Sheila's a hard
You
4.
see what I'm talking about?
Sheila's a hard
It's
4.
shenanigans all evening.
How do you
dare he judge you in
Sheila,
such a way?
how do you deal with your husband getting all the
First
attention?
of all, she's a 10. I'm claiming it.
Hold on
Let me
for 1 second, and let me say this. Now, if Sheila was getting a lot of attention and I was not comfortable with me, then that's where the problem would start. And I think that is what's going on in their relationship.
Exactly.
Steph Curry is popular, and he's a great basketball player. He got some different color eyes and all that.
Yeah.
Women at the sideline rolling his small game and everything.
He got a great
And then
3-point shot. I'm just saying. All
I
right.
think his wife is secure with herself. It's all about who you feel, who you are. You know, men whistle and look at my wife. I saw a man just staring at him. I let my wife out to go in the store to buy a birthday card at Thrifty's in L.A. about a couple hours ago. And she got out and went in. This guy hit his brakes and damn near broke his neck to look at her. Now, if I was insecure myself, I'd be wondering, why doesn't anybody look at me like that? So we can't judge.
But you're
their
not going to front, though.
relationship.
If somebody looked at you like that, you heard it had a little smirk and everything. Like, you better pop your collar and said, I still got it. Yes, you do.
Milo get them looks, too, because he's a handsome
Listen
dude.
now,
But his wife is cray-cray.
How you know his wife
Because
is
I know
cray-cray?
them. His wife is cray-cray.
Don't call her cray-cray, and don't call her a 4 either. You on a public forum. Look how you disrespecting her.
God.
What?
God.
What's up, Sheila?
No, what I was going to say. Now, come on, you're on Milo's Facebook page. He has a huge fan base of women. Prior to us getting married, you know what was going on his page. He could post a post that said shit, and women would go crazy.
Like, word. You like the way it smell and everything? I like it too. Right.
I know. Look. You help Milo. Listen, you help Milo become even more attention grabbing because
I know. Because of who I am.
because the big. Oh
And
damn
I'm
it!
married.
Look, no, because they was like, if he could deal with cray Sheila, then he must be something.
You don't be calling her cray-cray on the public ear. I don't care. This is your homies. Why is you disrespecting her on air?
You should listen to some
She's
past.
not
You should
cray-cray.
listen to some past shows. And
She's very passionate. That's all that means.
Oh, ain't this some shit? We go from cray to passion.
Passionate. Thank you. We'll articulate it that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well. Okay, Sheila. Yes.
It takes a cray person to know another one. Touche.
Exactly.
Are you saying I'm cray?
Very much so.
The way y'all gotta see how he took this sip. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Y'all have to see how
He
he
was
took
kind
the
of
sip.
aggressive taking that sip, too.
Yeah, he is.
Very
What
aggressive.
does she think? What does Steph Curry's wife think of herself? How does she feel about herself? That's where a lot of the issue comes into play.
But did y'all see his
Because
response?
when you love, honor, and respect yourself, and you're satisfied with the work that you are doing in your own life, it wouldn't bother you that a lot of other people aren't talking to you.
That's
Why
right.
would you need this outside attention? Now there comes into the play that there's a possibility that he's not giving her enough attention, or he's not giving her the attention that she feels like she needs.
Well, maybe
But
she
then
just
we have
likes
to- We still
attention.
have to get back to why does she need all of this attention?
Maybe she
For
likes
her to
it.
From other men.
Listen,
From other men.
Maybe she just likes it.
see, from other men.
She just likes it.
She's already on the other podcast. That's attention enough because someone is caring to hear what she has to say. Only because of whose wife she is. So she's
why do you gotta keep trying to throw in this alley-oop about his success and why she's around?
Because that's
men
why
do
she's
that.
there.
Let me tell you something.
She's not there.
Men be like, I made you all day. You couldn't have been successful and an individual on your own.
She could have been a lot of things, but she's not who she is because of herself. She is who she is because of him, because of who he is. I'm not saying she would have never been successful. I'm not saying
nah.
I have a question. Young lady that's there with Todd, are you married?
I was, honey.
How long was you married?
7 years.
What caused the breakup of your marriage?
Infidelity. Several times.
On his part?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm a psychologist, and I'm hearing that in your conversation. Are you over it, or do you think you're still mad at him?
I'm mad at him for different reasons, not because of the marriage.
Okay, so then
I think we both failed at marriage.
But are you mad with men because of that?
No. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him on how.
Because you sound a little angry with men too.
Oh no, honey. Oh no. If you only knew, I have a very fond respect for great men. Thank you. But I'm really not mad at men. I'm just mad at types of behavior that men carry. And it seemed very similar within a lot of men. And they don't take responsibility for the things and the actions that they do. So that's the only thing that ever makes me mad. Just recognize your own faults as somebody civil should. Like if as a woman, if I made mistakes, I have to recognize those mistakes, correct those mistakes, and be better. I just feel like some men don't. And when I hear it, that's when you hear me head on with them. Like, hey, pull it together. Pull yourself together. This is what you got to do.
I could agree on accountability.
Accountability. That's the only time I'm ever disappointed in men. But I know some very great men.
And not making excuses. I can give reasons. I can give reasons for things, and I'm not trying to be excused for my behavior, meaning that I don't want to be absolved of any type of punishment or I'm beyond reproach.
Yeah.
I did it. I fucked up, and whatever comes with it, I have to deal with that.
Right.
And I have to accept it because I made a conscious decision to do X, Y, Z. Even if it was an ill-fated decision, I still did it. No one tricked me. I wasn't bamboozled. I did it. It was fucked up. And here we are now.
See, but even when he asked me about if I was married and how did it end and everything, even I still take responsibility for the things that I might have done wrong and why it didn't work, even though the ultimate reason why things ended was the infidelity.
So your actions were like reactions to other things.
Possibly, yes.
Because everything, there's a causal effect.
Absolutely.
I can't look at you and be like, oh shit, why did you say the things that you said to me? When the shit I did is the reason why you said it.
Absolutely.
See, I'm not big on pointing fingers and trying to play victim.
Yeah, absolutely.
And trying to act like, oh, woe is me. Oh, you women.
See, but it took maturity. It took maturity, and it took time for me to understand myself and the things that I'm not very good at. That the things that I'm kind of, I don't want to say flawed, but the things I'm working on, and it's a process.
Hold on a second. So, and it takes time to mature and take accountability for your stuff. So then when we look at his wife, I don't know how old Steph Curry is. I don't know how old his wife is, but I would think they're probably in their late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
How mature can she be? The human brain does not totally develop until you are approximately 27 years of age. So I'm assuming that they're both in that area. So when I look at, as a psychologist, when I look at 27-year-olds or people between, say 27, say if they're 29, I'll say they've just been dealing with the full deck for 2 years. So she may not be mature enough or have the mental capacity to handle what's going on in her life, to handle the attention that her husband is getting and that she's not getting.
Listen, I don't think that has any. I don't think the age has anything to do with it, because I know some 60 and 70-year-olds who still can't pull themselves together, who are very immature, and who have not used their experiences for the best outcome for themselves. So I don't want to necessarily say it's because she's young. It's really just life experiences.
Individual to individual. Now, for you to totally discard it and say, "I don't think that is," and that's dismissive. So when you're being dismissive.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm dismissing the fact of age. I will dismiss age, because I know some very mature 20-year-olds. I know some mature 28-year-olds, like who've been through some experiences. I feel like they were like old kindred spirits.
Is that the norm? And I ask this question because
I wouldn't know.
If it's the norm, right, then there would be no disparity in terms of maturity. There would be no age in terms of, well, like you're such and such for this age. You got an old soul. You would never have to say someone has an old soul if that's the norm. That would just
we wouldn't know what the norm is, because how many people do we actually know in our life right now?
well, you may come in contact.
There's millions of people out here, billions of people.
But even from a microcosm, right? You may come into contact with people of different cultures, languages, just whole different upbringing, spiritual aspects, and then you gauge basically from the people that you are encountering, right, what the macro may be. And we can still be flawed. You may not have an accurate thing, but you say, well, you know what? I work with a multitude of people from all languages and all different cultures, and from that, I can judge the disparity in how people handle certain things. You may have women that are from maybe East Indian or Asian backgrounds, and they may seem like kind of docile. But I know some Asian women that's straight firecracker. So I cannot gauge accurately how Asian women are unless I open up the demographic and see more Asian people. Now I can make a more accurate assessment.
Why I can't give you a that's why I can't tell you it's the norm, because I can't give you a more accurate reading based upon the amount of people that I might be on.
I would like to say something here.
Yeah.
I think that for society to judge his wife so harshly for making one comment is really terrible.
Yes.
Because we don't know what she was thinking or how she was feeling at that point in time. Because each and every one of us, if we were judged harshly and condemned for one thing that we said, we would all be going to hell, or we would all be looked at in some negative point of view from everyone. So it's unfortunate that she said such a thing, and that she's in the limelight. And it's unfortunate for her, because sometimes we all misspeak. Sometimes I could say something right now and make a mistake, and amongst us, you all will check me, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I was wrong for saying that.
Right.
But unfortunately, she's on the world stage, and she said something that I'm sure she regrets at this point in time, and that has been taken out of perspective, because it has been talked about and analyzed, dissected, cut up into 100 pieces.
Right.
And we're spending our time right now talking about her and her thoughts and feelings. And everybody are entitled to their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Now, we correct ourselves as we move on, but to harshly condemn her or harshly condemn him is totally wrong, and I think a lot of people that are doing that should take a good look at themselves.
She's young. Allow her to move through life. She's going to grow and make mistakes and move forward in her life. Leave her alone.
And on that note,
how come you ain't arguing with them?
On that note, we're about to stop at the Yard House and have some dinner. So.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Hey, Milo, did you forget to take the steaks out again, and now you had the treat?
The what, man?
I said, did you forget to take the steaks out? Remember last time you were supposed to take the steaks out?
I didn't forget.
No, we're not cooking tonight. We're going out.
Mother's Day weekend. Goodness gracious!
Okay. But now, here's one thing I wanna address to Erica, because Erica also is a life coach, Milo. So before you can let Sheila get out the car and get you our table, right? Because she's a life coach, I want to ask you this question, right? I'm asking Erica this question, but I want you to listen because I want your brief input. Had
Okay.
had Harmony made the same statement that Aisha Curry made, all right, about her husband, right? Um, and the same backlash is coming, and you as her, not as her life coach, but as her best friend, and she comes to you and she says to you, "I know you saw the interview. You hear all the bullshit that's coming. Like, what would you say to her following if she was receiving all of the bullshit? Because you have a personal interest in her. That's your best friend. What would you say to her? How would you advise her to move past this?
I would ask her.
No, not
what,
you.
what,
No, not you, Malo. I want Erica to give it because she's also a life coach and her best friend.
Okay.
And her best friend. And I want to see, my motive is there a conflict of interest? Is there a bias? Can you be professional with your girl? Like, what is that like? And then I would like Milo
Tell
to
him about
briefly-
the story. I already had a situation like this where the public completely came after me and tried to
assassinate your character.
fuck character. They wanted to kill me.
Wow.
The church, the people of the church. I've had this kind of situation already, and she knows. So
How would you advise?
give
Or
her,
how
give
did
your
you advise?
Yeah.
I mean, we all have feelings, and just to I'm hearing the conversation. I don't really follow the story. I just now on the table now.
Yeah.
But I think that social media is so cruel, and they don't care what you go through personally or professionally, as you can see. It's more of in some ways, people are very ignorant. We focus on the wrong things as opposed to, focus on the things that we need to focus on. But like, as far as with Harmony, she's my friend. But it's not about me being professional. It's about, giving my advice, whether it's friendship or not. But, we all have opinions. We have feelings. And I probably would have told her, listen, next time, just make sure you watch, how you approach that issue. But then again, that might have been something how she felt. So in a way, it's like it's torn because there are some females who are not ready for that kind of fame. They may think that they are ready for it, but when they get there, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought I was ready for this, and not understanding that with fame comes problems, and maybe she doesn't know how to tackle them problems. Maybe now it's come to the surface. Now she's like, okay, I really have to fix this, but now maybe too late.
So is there a damage control type of thing?
Oh man.
There's damage control, but maybe some people don't know how to control it.
I mean, but you as in an advisory position,
Right.
as her bestie, because if anything that goes wrong with her, I would think that you will be, if not the first person, one of the people that she's going to call to say, hey, listen, sis, this is the situation, right? And whether she just needs your advice or someone to vent to, you're that person.
Mm-hmm.
How do you proceed, further?
But see, Harmony, our relationship is different. Like again, I said, like last week, it's more of an emotional or a type of energy we have with each other. So I know when there's some times where I may not see her concerns as serious as she may see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I let her vent. Then I look at her like, okay, now can we think about this logically and can we fix this issue? So she may be the type who say, start crying. I'll say, why are you crying? Let's spilt milk. Let's clean it up. Let's fix it. And she may do the same thing with me. So our relationship is different. But there's so many people who may not have that kind of relationship where they may be lost, or they may not have that husband or boyfriend to sit there and support them. And I think that's just a tragedy that this female is actually being torn apart.
Her husband right there.
Right. And it's kind of like, it's kind of sad.
He's trying to clean it up for her. He said, I got you. And that's what a great husband is going to do regardless. I had this situation, and that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. I had a situation where I performed for Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. One of the designers created like an outfit for me, which looked like a whole Beyonce leotard. It was very shimmery up top, but my legs were open on the bottom. I had on like these stockings and these shoes or whatever. And someone took my picture and made a meme out of me that said, would you let somebody perform in a church that's wearing something like this? And I went completely viral. And I went so viral that it was in other countries. It was so bad. Like I had death threats. I've had people from the church tell me how they would drag me out of their church and do certain things
But
to me.
you weren't in church.
I was in a church.
Oh, you were in a church. Okay.
I was in a church, and let's be clear, the event was booked by not by me.
Right.
I was booked to come perform, and no, the congregation was not there, but it
Right.
was a.
Oh, it was just the actual
it was
building.
it was just the building,
Okay.
right? So they modeled. There were models there naked, but someone chose me, and
Wow.
and they took that picture and created that, and it boiled down to people reaching out to me, defending me, and some people reaching out to me, threatening me.
Did you question your decision making?
Absolutely.
Concerning that.
I did.
Yes. Go ahead, Milo.
I heard your question before as to how would you talk to the individual that is in the situation, whereas Steph Curry's wife is in. Now, if a friend of mine was to say something like that, I would ask her, what is it that you want out of life? What direction are you headed? Why did you say what you said? What is it that you need to make you feel complete? And if you need this outside attention, why is it you don't feel complete within yourself? And how can you provide yourself with that? Now, that's what I would ask a client. That's what I would ask a friend. But since you asked that question, that's what I'd ask my wife. Since you asked the question, all I've heard is people say stuff about themselves and how they feel. It's not about how you feel. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the individual. It has everything to do. Is her name Aisha? Is that her name?
Yeah.
It has everything to do with Aisha right now. So what does Aisha want? And how can I use some motivational interviewing with Aisha to assist her in moving towards her goals and doing the things that she wants to do? Because there's something wrong within her. Or I ain't going to say something wrong, but there's something going on within her that needs to be addressed so that she can see why does she need this attention from some people outside of her marriage. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with any of us. It has everything to do with her. So the only question is, what does she want? What does she want? How does she get it? What does she need to do to move towards it? It has nothing to do with our opinions or anything. It's all her.
Well, Milo,
He sidetracked me a little bit based on what I was saying, but I
because-
understand where he's coming from and wanting to make his point in reference to what he would do as a professional. He just really sidetracked.
Okay, we have.
Wait a minute. I'm lost.
We have another caller, and then I want to address something.
I would definitely love to hear his caller.
Milo was actually talking even in the sense of our marriage. If I said it, it would be the same thing he would ask me. What is going on within you?
Well, you know what, Sheila, you lucked up. Sheila, you lucked up and got you a handsome man. Now go finish your dinner.
Hey, this is.
Give me some chicken fingers.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Rocky. And before Milo get off, I want to get in his ass right quick because Milo attributed.
No, Rocky, they got to go eat.
A lot of things to Aisha that were never said in the interview.
No,
and
but
that's the problem. That's the problem. People are taking her comment about attention. She said attention, and then you're embellishing it, making it some type of mental health issue when it should never be that. She didn't say it so she could be evaluated for some type of diagnosis. She said it as simple and benign as I'd like to have some attention from men. That's it.
Nice.
That's what I asked was, why do you need this attention? What is it that you need to allow?
She needed it. She didn't say she needed it.
Right. She didn't say she needed it.
She said she wanted it.
She just said she wanted it. It would have been nice.
It would be
You
nice.
want attention too, right, Slim? I want some attention too. I mean, oh my goodness.
We're gonna break down the definition between one and
I be
need.
missing a little bit. You don't need to be nowhere.
Right. All right. You have a good day.
Are you a doctor?
What's his name,
If
Rob?
not,
Rocky.
Rocky, I respect what you just said, Rocky.
Hey,
Thank you,
listen,
Rocky.
Hey, Sheila and Milo.
Right.
Sheila and Milo. I'm sending the
A
link.
doctor wasn't needed. This was a scratch on her ass. You don't need a doctor for a scratch on your ass. You hear me?
Yo, can I send Rocky a drink? How do I do it? I got a first class mail and send you a shot.
Listen. When Rocky and his wife come to Harlem, when they come to New York,
When he come to Harlem, let me know.
yeah, I had Rocky's wife while Rocky was sitting outside. Shout out to Keisha Bridges Miller. Cause wife is also a songstress as well. She was doing the open mic in Red Rooster. While Rocky's outside chilling. you know the juice bar on 26th Street. Right?
Yeah.
I had them at the juice bar drinking Scotty Dogs and all that.
Ooh.
Like he's just I fuck.
Wait till Rocky, when you come up here, man, we gonna shoot it up a little bit, shoot the shit a little bit.
Hey, Rocky, she know about the Scotty Dogs.
I sure do, honey. I ain't gonna tell you what's on my block.
You know I'm with it, man. I didn't mean to go so hard, but it was just like dude taking old girl's comment about it, what she would like or it would be nice, and making it a whole medical diagnosis. That ain't what this is about. This is about.
But dude even medically diagnosed me real quick just now, Todd, and said that I hate men. Like, when did we get here as a people? I didn't even know I hated men.
I thought he asked you. I didn't say.
No, he said it sounds like to me that you hate men, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Listen, I guess sometimes.
But Harmony, let me say
sometimes
this.
you can't not hear things from the clinical position.
I get it.
In that position.
I get it, but
there's always gonna be a problem. If you the doctor's always gonna have a reason for you to come visit them. Because they don't get paid because you're healthy.
No, talking now.
For you to come visit them.
Love
when
it.
You go to the gym, they don't cash a check. But when you come up in there and put the blood pressure cuff on and say they get paid. So just always be wary of people who get paid to diagnose.
Oh man, yep. I just had that on another podcast. We talk about that later, honey.
Listen, that's gonna be a post of mine.
Good job. Post that.
Always, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and I very rarely share people's posts. But at one time, I made a post, and Rocky Miller was one of the guys. And shout out to my dude Jeff Brown. Comedian extraordinaire. That's D.L. Hughley's right-hand man. And whenever I get carte blanche, whenever D.L. Hughley's at Caroline's, I'm in there and I'm like swimwear.
Nice.
His man is my man. I wrote a post before which said that there are a few select people where I will see that they posted something. I would like it first and then read it. Because I know that even if I didn't agree with the exact point, I agree with the way that they articulated it.
Right. And it was a great topic of conversation.
And they have Rocky's a wordsmith.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
I ain't mad at it either.
Rocky was a wordsmith, and on the other
I don't know about that, but
I believe it though. Yeah, I believe it.
On the other show that we were part of the ensemble cast, what we had to do periodically, what we were assigned to do was write basically, would you say an editorial or a synopsis of the show? You know, tell everybody what the show was about, whatever KBB. And Rocky was the sports editor. That was his forte.
Dope.
And also shout out to Rocky and Keisha and Prosperity Tax Services, because that's how they get their money. Prosperity Tax Services, Waco, Texas. You shout out the whole address, Rocky.
Prosperity Tax Service at 605 Austin Avenue, Waco, Texas. We do taxes not only in Texas but all 50 states and U.S. territories. Again, if you have a tax issue that you need resolved, hit us up, man. We love to help you out.
All right, I might have to call you.
We're gonna call you.
Right, we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna get your phone number.
We're not the church kind of free. We the free kind of free.
Nice.
Not the church kind of free. Church say it's free, but then they're gonna take up an offering. I don't see how this will be free, but if you come and talk to me, it's straight up free, and then we can talk about how to resolve your issue. And And,
No, we gonna be
then we'll get
Erica
to-
and I are gonna call you as soon as we can because we free up some time. We gonna call you.
Look, like I said, that's the homie. And the funny thing is, like, because like Rocky's my homie, his wife is my homie.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I can sit on the phone and laugh and joke the same way I'm doing with Rocky with his wife.
Good stuff.
You feel me? While he's off taking care of business.
No
Sometimes
doubt.
it's been times where he say, "Yo, look, I gotta go take care of this business." Yo, Keisha, you finish the conversation.
Nice.
The same way with Milo and Sheila. Milo will be off doing X, Y, Z, and Sheila will finish up the shit talking.
I'm about to take back the she's passionate. I'll go with crazy now. Thank you.
But I'm
going with it now. I agree with you, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, this is what I will say about Todd. His discernment of, I'm not gonna say character, but what I'll say personalities. His discernment of personalities up to this point has been exquisite and impeccable through our relationship and the people that I've come in contact with him and me. His assessment of who they are has been spot on.
Nice.
Even if he disagrees with them or they have a difference, he's still complimentary and very accurate as to who they are as people. So I trust Todd. One of them kids, if he call it, I'll haul it.
I know that's
how I feel
right.
when it comes to dealing with people, because he has just that. He has a real strong.
Well, are you saying that because that's your friend? Because I mean, Erica, my friend, and if she tell me somebody crazy, I believe
I'm
it.
saying that because me and Todd were cool 6 to 7 years before we even met personally, and then when we met personally, it became a situation where I was with my whole family. So dudes that you meet on the internet may not be suitable for your whole family.
Absolutely.
But in meeting him, he was the same dude that I was on Facebook with, talked over the phone, had hundreds of conversations with. He was the same guy.
And
I'm realizing that now. This is my second meet with Todd.
And I had Rocky in Bed-Stuy at the comedy joint.
Oh yeah,
Remember that one?
Yeah.
In Bed-Stuy, and him being the Texas wholesome. I don't want to say country boy, but he has just a good spirit.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I had to stop Rocky. Like, Rocky, you don't know these people. You buying them drinks and everything, whatever the case may be, right? But we was having. Was it your birthday, Rocky?
Yeah, it was my, like
he was buying people drinks on his birthday.
We were having one for the road.
Is that Southern hospitality type thing?
That's some Waco, Texas shit.
That's some Southern hospitality. That ain't no New York thing.
The people at that joint initially bought me drinks for my birthday. What's your boy name? The dude that we were celebrating his retirement anyway.
Oh yeah, we were celebrating my dude's retirement. That's right.
Oh, so then that makes sense then why he was buying drinks.
Yeah, on the come in, he bought me and Rocky a drink.
No.
That's
dope. My point
dude Dale.
was,
shout
like,
to homie Dale. 31 years in transit.
Was amazing, man. The hospitality of the people in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, wherever they were from, that night was amazing. All that, New York people from New York aren't friendly or they're not accommodating. I didn't get that vibe, man. And I asked 1,000 people directions, and they all
Rocky was amazing.
Tried to help you, right?
Rocky was amazed at how many people was in Harlem walking.
What do you mean? Oh, y'all don't walk in Texas?
No, we drive.
He was amazed, and I'm laughing because he's like, man, it's 10 o'clock at night, and this many motherfuckers is still out here.
Oh, we out here. We lit. It's just beginning.
The city that don't sleep.
And I was like,
I'm from Harlem. That's what we do.
Yeah, she from Harlem.
We left Mist at about 1:30, something like that.
Yeah, I took him to Mist. I took him to the joints. Like, listen, I was born in Harlem Hospital. I'm a New Yorker. I know where everything is popping. I took him everywhere. Like, you gonna get fuck the tourist shit. You gonna get the real New York shit. We gonna go to the hood. We gonna go where every other dude probably got a gun on them or drugs. We going to the hood because you need to understand that bullshit that they perpetuating on TV. We talking about social insecurity. Nah, bro, we going to the joint. We going to the juice. What the hell is a juice bar? Don't worry about it. Ain't no alcohol here. Drink this.
Right.
Keisha drink that. Keisha drank it. Rocky drank it. He was like, whoa, I feel something.
I bet you do. That's my thing.
I said, yeah, that's what it is. We drank the Scotty Darks, and we was bent.
And like I say, the hospitality when I was in New York was amazing. I was going to tell you a quick story. Like I'm leaving Mist, and Todd has to go to the Bronx, and so Todd gives me the directions of what train to catch and all that kind of stuff. So, that's right outside at the club. And so I walk down to the corner, and a little chick, a little lady, walks up to me and say, "Hey, I overheard you're going the same way I'm going. Just hang with me, and you're one stop after my stop."
We do that.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in where I grew up, people are so worried about their personal security. Rarely would I think that a small lady would invite a big black dude to accompany her in a subway. That kind of threw me off when I thought about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a weirdo, but I could have been. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Come on, just follow me. We're gonna catch the train, and you one stop after me, and we good."
Yeah, because you don't want to get lost out here, honey.
Now, here's the best part of the show. Some people just listening may think they just went way off. They talking about this, they talking about that. No, we did not go way off. What we are talking about and continually talking about is social insecurity. A lot of people in society feel the need to be accepted and feel inadequacies. Like you may feel comfortable in terms of like it's normal for you to feel the way you feel just as a person. You inherit certain things from your parents. Someone may say to you, "Damn, Eric, you just like your father," or "You just like your mother." You don't know no other way to be because you inherited that type of disposition. But
absolutely,
when you are who you are, some people that may not agree with or understand the way you are will put a label on you.
Absolutely.
And so what happens is some people try to change how they naturally are to fit in, right? And that's when it becomes, that's when someone is a social misfit. If a person really understands the term misfit, it means you do not fit in. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just that it could be something wrong with society.
Yeah.
And because you don't fit in with society means that you don't fit in with the bullshit. And you rather be around or surround yourself with people that are like-minded, not because you feel comfortable thinking the way someone else thinks, but like-minded could be everybody's open-minded. And so you can sit down and have a conversation, agree, disagree, fuss, fight, argue, debate. But like I say, you never learn anything from someone that agrees with you. We could sit down here and be like, "Yeah, you're right," and wake up the next day not knowing anything different or being introduced to any other kind of information. It was just the same shit that we've been regurgitating over the last 20 years. So you didn't learn anything. Nothing compels you to think about what may be. Well, let me research this or let me research that. Nothing compels you to think. The reason why I asked and I approached Harmony is because we were in similar groups. We have we got like 80 mutual friends. And there was some people I was like, how the hell she know him or how the hell she know her? But then I thought about entertainment and I thought about from what I saw her open-minded and engaging personality. And because she's in entertainment. And that in itself may give her great pleasure in singing and bringing forth certain personal things, and she could put it in the song. She could hide it in the song, and it's a kind of therapeutic thing for her. And acting gives a person a chance to be someone else other than themselves for that moment that they're on stage. It's a lot of dynamics to it. Mm-hmm. So when people listen to me talk my bullshit, I talked a whole bunch of bullshit. So y'all think y'all gonna tune into the show and y'all think I'm gonna make a fool of myself, or y'all think I'm gonna just talk rubbish. Nah. Trust me, there's no way in the world I'm going to talk bullshit. Anything that I do is purpose. There's a method to my madness. Now, Rocky, we got a treat for you. We're going to hear Harmony sing.
You wait a minute.
Let
me tell you something about Todd, right?
Wait a minute.
Todd don't talk to me and ask me, is this something I'm willing to do? He just tells me that's what I'm going to do.
Do you know why?
Had this manager been here, he'd have been like, Harmony, did you sign something with this man to tell you going to do that? And I'd be like, nah, Stars. When did we get here, Todd, that you didn't have this discussion with me that what I'm going to be doing, that you just going to put me out here and tell people this is what I'm going to do?
Because
what?
Because
what?
Spontaneity.
I hear you.
Right? Is a plus.
It is dope.
It's an asset.
I know.
Number one, your voice is not cracking. I've been listening to you all night.
Oh man, how you now?
You ain't did no one time.
How do you know? I could have silently,
you're in front of me.
know how to do certain things.
No,
Yeah.
so I'm looking, and I know you like challenges.
Yeah, but Todd, I mean,
So you
sometimes
you can't. So you're not ready tonight.
it's not that I'm not ready, because it's
Answer
not that I'm never
answer-
ready.
answer.
I'm
Oh.
answering. Can you let me? This is what I be talking about, Todd. Goodness gracious. Todd, oh y'all, Todd he will drive me nuts. You just like you love him and he'll drive you nuts at the same time. Todd, man.
Hey, Todd always reminds me about every hour we're together that he's a natural street hustler.
He is
So,
though, and he got that gift for Gab, honey. He gonna talk to you.
Not from a standpoint that he's trying to. No, I'm not gonna say hustler. He's a street motivator. I'll do that.
I like how you articulated that too.
I want to.
You are good with words. Did he just say that a few minutes ago?
I told you
He
he's
doesn't
a
have
wordsmith.
You just want people to do what they're gifted to do.
I want to exploit her talents solely for her benefit, because I think that in certain times there's the wow factor. And I said this to her and Erica upon first meeting them. That
No doubt.
I want people to be on the show based upon their intellect. What you do for a living is incidental. I'm not, you could be a fireman. You could be the motherfucker that start fires. You could be whatever. But if you have a particular talent, I want everybody that's listening and watching to see that talent. Because the reason why you will support people is because you like them as a person. There's music that I will purchase or people that I will tell people about in terms of like, yo, you need to look up dude, book him. There's many managers that have been on this show, and I'll give them the numbers to people. I don't want no money from y'all. I'm just plugging y'all together so y'all can do business because I like him or her as a person. And they may need that, or they may not need it, but it's an asset. It's something that, it's a little insurance you got where if something don't go this way, you got another avenue. And that's my whole plan.
We love you too.
Oh, please.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you.
And just like you gave me an opportunity to plug my business, there's no other better way to plug the business of an entertainer than put their talents on display. So,
And I try to do it.
You can sing or send us to YouTube, which is more impressive.
We got 3 minutes left. Could I get a little something?
Something? I could give you something.
Acapella.
Of course.
Okay.
You got to see how he looked at me when he said acapella. It was like, I'm challenging you now, Harmony. Sing acapella.
I'm not asking you to sing.
No, it wasn't that. It was just your face. It was funny just now.
I would never ask anyone to sing Amazing Grace.
Please don't.
I would never do that.
No.
Never do that. And I love gospel, but I'm so far from religion. But I like gospel because I like people that can sing. But anyway.
You like gospel?
Yeah, I like gospel, but I just don't. I'm not religious, but I like gospel because it's people can sing.
So am I.
Okay.
Right? And it's funny you say that because I just did like a cover for a gospel song. So I'll do a little bit of that song
Please, can
right
you?
now.
Please, can you? Let me get this camera. Well, the angle been right.
The ankle ain't been right. You catching all my baby fat. Now I'm just playing. Hey, listen. Judge your blood clot mother.
See, son, second.
Whenever you ready.
Go on now. But I need no music.
Lord, if I find favor in your sight, Lord, please hear my heart's cry. I'm desperately waiting to be where you are. I'll cross the hottest desert. I'll travel near or far for your glory. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my King. For your glory, I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my king.
Hot diggity damn. How you like that, Rocky? Rocky?
Is he there? Is he all
Yeah,
right?
what up, bro?
I said how you like that?
He's popped in like, you.
I was clapping, bro. I mean, that's, he got a standing ovation over here.
Thank you, Rocky.
Wow.
You
Well,
know, like I say, I had no doubt that you could sing. I had no doubt. Certain people, it's just like when a person, I was an athlete in my previous life, and sometimes people could just walk up and they can ball.
Nice. Yeah.
And I never heard you sing before I heard you rap last week.
I ain't really rap.
But anyway, I had no doubt you could sing, man. And like I say, this is another opportunity to showcase your talent. You never know who's listening. And anything you can do to build your brand is always positive.
Absolutely.
and next time you come back to New York, we going back to chocolate on my treat.
Hey, has she ever been to Miss on Sunday night?
Not on a Sunday night, but I've been there quite a few times.
Well, since
You
Ron,
got to go to Miss on Sunday night.
since Ron Grant passed away,
Oh,
it's been
man,
it's been a challenge. But Rocky,
When did he pass away, bro?
Last year.
Rocky, I'm gonna call you. Our time is up now. Thanks for tuning in. Straight No
cool.
Chaser, the talk show.
Call me.
I'm gonna hit you.
No doubt.
Peace.
One love.